Hey, what's going on, everyone? Happy holidays. We're still getting set up here. But how's everyone doing? How's your holidays? This is Mythical 9. Maybe you've heard my voice before on the channel. Maybe, if you're really lucky, you've heard Fiesel's voice before, but if you haven't, you will in a little bit. And it should be a treat. I feel like a lot of people who are fans of speed gaming don't know Fiesel. But he's the founder, he's the guy behind the whole thing. And people who do know that guy get pretty excited when he shows up on stream instead of working in the background. So it'll be a bit of a treat. It'll be a bit of a treat for me especially to work with Fiesel again. Speed gaming started way back with a show called Speed Gaming League, and then of course every time I mention it, there's an obligatory rip SGL from a couple fans in the chat. Thanks so much for sticking with us through our sort of transformation. But before we did tournament restreams, we built our own league thing, and it was every week we would do a new game, and it was something that I would then cast with Fiesel. And it was a real treat to do a show with him, and we don't get the opportunity to do that much anymore. So I'm really looking forward to this, and what a show it's going to be. We've got Kekumanshoyu versus sakuratsubasa. And these are Speed Gaming staff members like me, like Fiesel. We're going to do this race, and at least one more. It's a little fuzzy, much like everyone's holiday plans this time of year. Our own are also pretty fuzzy. We're playing it by ear a little bit, but we will have another race with some of our other staff members. You'll get to see or hear from Clifford and Rick and hopefully JC, and it'll be good. It'll be good to get out in front and interact with you guys a little more directly. We still got a little bit here while we iron out some last-minute kinks. I'm over visiting family for the holidays, but I heard we were going to be doing this event, so I brought my mic. I'm set up on the dining room table here, and hopefully the setup's pretty good. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay and all that. You might hear some background noise of festive cheer, friends and family. And that's fine. It's just part of the atmosphere. You're all here watching. Are you guys anyone watching while visiting family back at the parents' place? Anything like that? Watching on your phone, maybe? Is anyone at the family dinner table sneaking a look at the phone under the table watching this? I guess the odds are you wouldn't be able to hear me if you were doing that, unless you also slyly ran the headphone up through the sleeve or something out the collar. That would be some dedication for sure. Dinner soon. Unfortunately, Bon Awesome is sitting home alone. A day as any other. Yeah, it's Christmas music. You know, carols and stuff. That's all. It's fine. I'm glad everyone seems to be having good holidays. I'm glad that people are able to pull themselves away and hang out with us for a little bit. As fun as it is to do this, it's not as fun if you guys aren't there having fun watching. So if anyone's wondering about the rule set we're going to be using, it's open mode, defeat Ganon. We're going to be playing on the Festive sort of sort of mode that has its fair share of fun changes apropos for the season that I'm actually not too familiar with. I'm seeing reindeer instead of crystals, baubles instead of pendants. It seems like this is actually some pretty meaningful gameplay changes that, honestly, I'm a little ill-equipped to talk about as a commentator, but we're definitely not playing it serious today. That's for sure. Today's all about fun. It's about hanging out with our friends as much as you can across the internet. But I gotta say, I feel it. I feel the connection. I'll feel it a little more once I get to talk to Feasel, once he is finally done. Here's the thing. It turns out it's not so easy to run Speedgaming while also commentating for one of its channels. But it should be like any minute now. We'll get going. So look, we're here for fun, but as a longtime commentator of competitive speedrunning, I can't help but think about the competitive aspects. And I know Sakura's got a lot of fans in chat. I can see those emotes. So I know some of you are out there maybe rooting a little bit for Sakura, but I want to know who's in it. Who's in it with Keku? Kekumanshoyu knows a bit about A Link to the Past. Ain't no slouch. But I think of primarily, honestly, as a Star Wars on the SNES speedrunner. But Super Metroid would be the close second, I suppose. So the advantage, I think, probably goes to Sakura, who has a little more experience with A Link to the Past. But Kekumanshoyu has been a Speedgaming staff member for a little bit longer. The first staff member who wasn't me working with Feasel was Kekumanshoyu, who volunteered to do work on our VODs. It was my job for a long time, and I hated it. I really didn't like it. And there was, I would be very slow getting it done. And Kekumanshoyu came along and he said, "I'll do it." And he did a fantastic job. So we kept working with him. And then eventually, as we were able to bring on staff members proper, he was absolutely the first person we brought on board. Fortunately, your ability to run Speedgaming won't help too much in the long scheme of things when you're playing A Link to the Past, but we'll see. All right, we're gonna get going in a extremely short amount of time. Mic checks being done. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. It's going to be festive. And it's going to be chaotic. We are going to be running the crowd control. So you guys are going to be able to do all those fun things. I say fun, but there is a bit of a mean spirit. So bring out your inner Grinch when it comes to channeling some of these things you can do to these players. And you know what? I'm joined here one and only Feasel. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing wonderful. I'm feeling really festive.
Oh yeah. 100%. I'm here with family. We're watching Christmas movies. There's one with Kurt Russell, who's like a Santa Claus and has the most majestic hair I've ever seen. And also the movie was okay.
I can't wait for the Kurt Russell sprite. I think that's gonna come out in the next version of this game.
Escape from LA or right. Whatever. Like
it's Escape from Hyrule. Yeah.
So you were able to your Christmas stuff is mostly tomorrow. So you're
right.
You're here. You're present. So to speak.
I'm here. That's right. Nothing to do till tomorrow.
Today you're present, tomorrow your presence.
Yes, that's very accurate.
My Christmas stuff is spread out over a couple days, but my sister's coming, my brother-in-law's coming. We'll all be together tomorrow. But today, pull myself a little bit away here because this was such a fun thing that we had planned. I wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah, me too. We've often talked about doing like staff races and just getting some of the people behind the scenes and the staff and the volunteers involved. And that's, I think, something we want to aim to do in 2019 a little bit more, is sort of put a spotlight on some of the people who work behind the scenes to make these things happen. So I guess you can consider this sort of a preview of that. Just you get to see tonight Keku and sakuratsubasa in this first race, and we're going to see Rick and Clifford in the next race, and myself and Mythical commentating. So almost the entire crew, and I think JC is going to hop in at some point for commentary. So going to get most of us in here.
Yeah, of course. It's a busy time. So certain people are available early, some people are available later, but you will hopefully get to see or hear from everyone as we go. I think they're the runners ready. I can't. I'm on a weird setup here at my parents' place, so I'm not comfortable with tabbing over to whatever to make sure everyone's running and we can start these guys off. They must be getting antsy.
I think so. I'll let them know that we can start.
Saku's attempted to let us know that she loves us, but the less than 3 doesn't really play on whatever font that is. It almost looks like a squid, like a blooper, laying on its side. Whereas Keku's gone with the classic Merry Xmas. Yeah, ETAP knows what's up.
All right, just trying to see if I can reduce the delay just a little bit for these guys.
Rockman0079 says, what is an interactive race exactly? Glad you asked. There's the blurb there in chat. But it's something called crowd control, and it lets you press buttons to mess with the game that you're seeing on stream for both of these players. And there's a lot of fun things that you can do. There's some simple stuff, you can maybe take away someone's bombs, which can be not so impactful in certain cases, and can be very impactful if it's their last bomb and they really need it. And then there's so much crazier stuff that you can do as well with crowd control. So you can just hover over the window to see the crowd control extension pop up, and I think you can also turn it off if you just want to sit back, relax, and watch.
Right. You can also move it around on screen so it's not blocking things. To enable it, there should be a wrench in the very bottom center that you need to click on, and then you activate the plugin. And from there, you can use the other wrench over on the side of your screen to go in there. And remember, you can choose which player you want to apply this to. I think by default it applies to the player on the left, but make sure that you select. Don't just give everything to Keku. Make sure you give Saku some love, or some or what do you call it? What's the opposite? Not hate, but Christmas cheer. Make sure you give Saku some Christmas cheer.
Is that what that means? Well. Oh, I've been doing Christmas wrong this whole time.
Right. Christmas cheer means giving people presents.
We got Magus on the left and Christmas Link on the right. So if you haven't seen Festive mode, the first thing that struck me was the change in music.
Right, I love the change in music and the snow everywhere. And we should point out that this is slightly different than your usual defeat Ganon kind of seed. The goal is to defeat Ganon, but here instead of collecting crystals, you need to collect the 8 reindeer. And so the 8 reindeer will be the dungeon prizes.
Can you name all 8 reindeer?
Dasher, Dancer, Donner, Blitzen, Comet, Cupid. No, oh shoot, I have them all. There's also Vixen, and there's one more.
Close. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen. I can recall all the reindeers, including
the most famous of all.
The most famous of all.
Okay.
That was good. All right, so the players differed a little bit in some of their starting
on the ledge there. I didn't quite see that.
Yeah, I didn't Didn't see it either, but I think
Chat
we'll see.
will let us know in a second.
Get a check as well. Oh, they will. Absolutely. Chat also weighing in on reindeer names, playing those reindeer games. What if reindeer played A Link to the Past?
It would be a reindeer game. Yeah.
What if a reindeer won the next tournament? Hopefully it didn't have a prize pool. That would be hard to figure out.
We have people gifting bombs to our runners already. Well, Keku didn't have any, so definitely needed some. Saku picked up a bunch. Was that a tree pole in the courtyard? Is that what it was?
A little under the bush guy, the crab that runs around and spits out. Yeah, good source of items. It is random, so you don't necessarily always rely on it for bombs, but a lot of players will check for early rupees or bombs. Keku doing it too.
There we go. Now Keku's getting it.
Getting bossed around a little bit by this crab here.
Sending more bombs. Well, not much in the way of progression so far. Technically, a bottle is progression, I guess. Opens up some stuff, but not so much.
I'm gonna try not to sing along to Christmas carols as we go. I'll do my best.
I had to turn the sound off on my side, so I won't be tempted to do that myself. One thing to bear in mind is there is a bit of a delay. I think we're looking at about 40 seconds. But if you want to reduce that delay, you can actually, if you have something that you want to time precisely, you can tune into one of these players' streams directly. And then you're probably only looking at about 15 seconds delay at the most. So if you really want to do something precise, that's what I recommend. Another thing that you can do is get access to, I think we can type !free in the chat and it'll tell us how to do it here. You can get some free coins, so anyone can play. You don't have to spend bits on coins in this. Another thing you can do is pool your coins with other players. So if there's an expensive effect that you can't afford, you can just pool your money and along with everyone else be able to afford something cool. Like, I don't know if this has all the effects. I think it probably does. You can probably get the chicken storm and you can take the duck away, etc. Just all the things that people like to pool their money for.
Birds, turns out, are important to A Link to the Past.
Yeah, it's a very bird-based game. Get a bee in a bottle.
So far, bottle basically all the players have to work with. Most of Kakariko has been looted so far. Still a little bit more before the players are going to have to get a... Well, hey, there we go.
Hey,
there's something.
All right, there we go.
The glove, of course, very, very important item. Both lift upgrades, incredibly important. At least one is typically required for Dark World access, as long as you get the hammer to go with it. Hey, in there, if you do manage to get there. Is that it? Does that say Cuckoo Storm? Is that what that says? Did Keku dodge it immediately by getting down the well?
I think he might have. That could have been what happened there.
Nice. 2.5 hearts, too. The Cuckoo Storm, probably more effective earlier on, for sure, when you don't have the hearts to kind of tank through it. But too early, and you've got all these transitions in and out of Kakariko here, so... Nice. Not so nice for the person who tried to hit him with the Cuckoos, but too bad. Oh, here they come. Here comes Cuckoos. Here comes Cuckoos. Right down Kakariko Lane. Cashing in that bottle at Sick Kid for an Ether Medallion.
Okay.
That's something.
That might be something. Could be something.
Yeah, it's probably not your... Like, if you're thinking, like, what item you want to get early at a Kakariko, you're probably not like, yeah, the Ether Medallion.
That's kind of a long-term investment. We'll see.
Keku survives the Cuckoos. A couple early hearts here, already at 5 and 6 hearts. So that normally isn't too much of a concern for players as good as Keku and Saku, but with all the nasty things like Cuckoos that you can throw at these guys, the extra hearts certainly will be welcome.
And more junk.
Some gift-wrapped trash, courtesy of Race Guy. A save and quit. Still early on, a couple places to check out here where Sakura gonna go here. There's Sahasrara has some early checks. There's the South Shore. I don't know what the meta is anymore. I feel like it had kind of settled on Lumberjack to Kakariko to South Shore at some point, but that was like a year ago. The last time I was really that plugged in to know what the top players were doing. So Saku's going to use that glove to go check out the escape sequence here. And
hey, some boots. They're blue. Blue
they
boots.
are. Maybe they're suede as well. In which case you should lay off of them. Oh, there's right. It's they should have put it under the Christmas tree in Link's house. That probably would have.
I do like that Christmas tree. That's pretty cool. The snow boots.
You've been snowshoeing before, right?
Uh-huh.
Not making that up? Yeah. That's cool.
Right.
I've never been. What is that like?
It's like walking on snow.
Oh,
I don't know. It's pretty fun. You walk on the snow. I don't know. What do you say? It's like exactly what you'd expect it to be.
Well, like if you take off the shoes, like do you just like boom, flick? Now you're stuck.
Depends on the kind of snow. In some cases, snowshoes don't really help you, and it's just you're just putting big things on your feet and walking around. And if the snow is just right, yeah, you can walk right on top of it, and it's fantastic. And if you were to take it off, you'd sink in.
There we go. That's what I was. You got there.
It does the right. Yeah,
it put you on the spot a little bit, but you got there. Found something to say about.
Well, I think, about snowshoes. They're not blue though. Well, they could be blue.
They're not going to be as lovely as these.
No, they're not that fashionable. Not like Link's blue boots.
No, you couldn't hit the runway with the snowshoes on. Probably not. Taking away some of Keku's bombs here. He needs at least one to do one of the checks later on in South Shore. So down to two, and he also would like to use some on these guys, I think.
With only 2 bombs, what's he going to do here?
Oh, Boomerang not going to work on that Moldarm, and he's down to half a heart. What's the play here?
Oh, you got a potion.
It's a green potion.
That's a green potion. Oh, wait, yep.
Tries to chug it a little bit there. I don't know if he was just having some fun while he decides that he would like the health refill off of the quit there. So he's got some unfinished checks and some decisions to make about how to handle this situation. How about more bombs? Getting some bombs in one of the rocks at Link's house.
Saku trying to return fish to the water here. Get a little prize for that. I don't know though. It's frozen water. What are you gonna do with the? Oh
yeah, that is a new change for the festive mode. So she tried her best.
I think that fish is screwed.
I was trying to build a narrative around like a holiday story of bringing the fish back home, and apparently it doesn't have a happy end. Look at the bee going to work for Sakura on the mini Moldarms.
Oh, Keku definitely doing it right with the bombs there. Those things cooperated pretty nicely.
Yeah, bombs are pretty good at taking them out, but you do need them to cooperate a little bit.
And group a little bit. So nothing but junk. Well, getting those bombs is probably a little helpful at this point, given how few they had, but mostly junk in there.
Sakura's losing some, Keku's getting some. The scale's tipping in Keku's favor. There's some, you can lose some hearts here on South Shore, coming down here early. Saku's still got 5.5, but Keku's down to 3.5. So we'll see if they can survive the journey. Saku just going on the water. You could fake flippers in this situation to go wherever she's trying to go, but it's a heck of a lot easier when you can just walk on it. Keku is going to go check out Ice Rod Cave. And the hobo under the bridge has got the silver arrows. Where'd you get that?
And a moon pearl for Keku in the Ice Rod Cave. Okay.
Really important that Sakura goes over there next. And she hasn't saved and quit or anything, so I'm pretty sure that's where she's going. But Keku did not go get the silver arrows. Well, he's heading in that direction, so maybe. Oh, he's walking right over them and he doesn't know it.
Well, without the bow, it's not going to do him much good at this point in the game, and hopefully he eventually makes his way over there.
An early bow with those silver arrows would be quite an advantage. You want some way to defend yourself. We did just see the Cave of Burna put to use there for Saku, but you'd really have something a little more reliable. You know, hammer, a sword, of course. But a bow would do in a pinch. So Hasrula's got the red boots, so you got blue on one foot, red on the other. Highly fashionable. Just speculating from what people were saying in chat. I think the blue shoes were like no slip shoes. They don't have to worry about ice physics. But the red boots are the boots we all know and love that let you dash around. They are open up a number of checks, but they also just let you go much faster. So it's definitely one of two items you want to find early on that really helps speed up your run. So I mean, literally speeds up your run. That and the flute are two big things that help you get around and check locations faster. So advantage for Keku for finding that early on.
Right, and we are marking those blue boots as flippers on here because they take the place of the flippers. Since the water's frozen, we don't really need to swim, I suppose.
Oh wait, does that mean that you can get into Swamp Palace without...
I don't know. How does that work?
Is it frozen in there? Is it cold enough to freeze inside? We'll find out. Zoras have no problem just drilling straight through this ice.
Maybe it serves as the flippers when you're in a place where you can swim. Maybe it's just the overworld where it makes the difference.
Well, chat's helping us out, though. Of course. Thanks so
Swamp
much.
is frozen. Oh, okay.
Is it even a swamp at that point? Meanwhile, Keku is doing Houlihan here for some extra groupies. Showing it off.
The winner is Andy. Ajnab, twice.
Ben and Ben. If you want to get your name added to the Houlihan room, it ain't easy. There is a really big tournament that you have to come out on top of. Sakura checking the map.
Was Zora checked? I did not see. They both got a lot of money, so I'm going to guess no.
No. Checked the ledge. Did Sakura. But now that Keku actually crossed over that 500 rupee mark, so he's probably going to check a couple more locations, and once he gets there, he will go over to Zora River, and hopefully he won't have to go back to that area because he'll be able to clear it all in one go, so that would be another advantage. Though, his advantage of having these boots is about to be equalized here. Oh, so Hasrula is like Santa Tata. Keku just released a bee in front of the bottle guy.
What do you think's going on there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Aren't you supposed to... Can't you, like, sell that bee?
I think you can... Yeah, I think so. I think that's the thing. Now he's triggered the guards. Oh, what's going on, Keku? He's out of there.
With the buttons inverted or something? Is that why that happened?
Maybe. That would be well-timed if so. Keku's done the... I can't remember what this is called when you do the boot speed, but you can run around freely. I've completely forgotten. Oh, it's been so long since I casted A Link to the Past. But basically, I'm walking on some of these stairs, and it's related to spin speed.
Yeah, they call it the spin speed glitch, but
yeah.
Yeah. I do it on the stairs there.
You do need a set of stairs, so it's a little limited in use, but there's a couple places where you can really make use of it. It's a lot easier with the hook shot, but players have not found it yet. Sakura's heading into Eastern Palace, the first dungeon dive we've seen so far. Inverted buttons trying to open the treasure chest suddenly becomes a fairly difficult endeavor. I think the yellow hat complements the green robe a little more. You know, certainly red would have been more festive, but this is a sage who wants to look good. You know, I can respect it. So Keku's checking some out of the way locations here, going all the way over to the sage by the desert, whose name I've forgotten, but it is basically a solo check if you don't have any way into Desert Palace, and it's pretty out of the way, so it's fairly easy for a lot of players to come back to it pretty late, or only in a desperate situation, Agina or Agina or any number of ways.
Yeah.
But Keku is getting to those silver arrows under the bridge now, so the runners are pretty close. Sakura has a level 2 sword. I don't think I saw either sword upgrade. Bombs and Mimic Cave. Does not have a lantern, so we'll have to do some of the rooms in Eastern Palace in the dark. Some of them are pretty easy. But if she wanted to try to go all the way to the end of the dungeon, which is not going to work out without a bow, so she won't. But that is a pretty difficult dark room, trying to hit those Igors in the dark.
Yeah, and those swords were gifted, not found.
Yeah, I thought so.
We don't know where the sword upgrades really are.
But are those permanent?
Is that the case where you can take away sword upgrades that have been added, but you can't take away ones that were found, or something like that?
Another sword upgrade.
Oh, here we go.
Titan's Mitts.
The Titan's Mitts from Keku there. So that was definitely one of the few times that I've seen the money that you pay at Zora being worth it.
So with Titans, Moon Pearl, and Mirror, a ton of Dark World checks open up for Keku, and they'll be a little more efficient too. They're going to let you zip in and out of the Dark and Light World, letting you check multiple things in sort of one pass. So having that combo early is definitely a big advantage for Keku. Oh, so you've got buff swords and upgrade swords, and one is temporary, one is permanent, and we're dealing with upgrade swords here for Saku, so someone showing their love for the competitor on the right side of the screen here, enjoying a tempered sword, whereas Keku's got nothing. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh yeah, she's up to sword level 3 here. And Keku with nothing, just walking around his boomerang.
Hey,
there's a sword.
Wow.
A legit sword.
I was just thinking this seems like a long way to go to get to this area, but it's paying off here. Sakura charging into one of those, I don't know, I call them pickle monsters. That's probably not what they're actually called.
I like the electric pickle monster.
That's Electric Pickle Monster is my favorite prog rock band. But she's got the money, and unless someone takes it away from her right now, she is going to get those Titan's Mitts. I feel like gloves for Christmas is it's a pretty safe, like, you know, the coworker Secret Santa sort of gift. I think a lot of people are getting gloves for Christmas.
Usually with a $20 limit, you don't buy people gold gloves, but
no,
you know,
you're not nor enchanted with the power to move small mountains.
I probably wouldn't buy one of my coworkers a power glove either.
Well, I mean, if you had the best coworkers, then then maybe you would. They would appreciate such
totally
a thing.
rad. They would really appreciate it.
Oh, Saku dies to the Kuko storm. I think it was Kuko's. The sprites were a little not quite Kuko's, but did manage to bag a fairy.
Kidding.
Oh, it's 1 KO mode. The combo.
Huh. That is a good combo. Do the
That is absolutely
storm and 1 hit.
tedious. So Saku's pendant dungeon dive into Eastern Palace didn't quite pay off. We'll have to go back and finish it. I think. I think it's unclear if you've got a reindeer or coal.
There we go. An upgraded sword for Keku. Spreading the love around a little bit here.
Using those sword beams right away.
Yep.
Nice. I don't know if that was accidental or. Well, he wouldn't have swung his sword if he wasn't going to hit it with the beam. So immediately adapting. Very cool. Keku's doing Old Man Cave in the dark. It's one of those things that's not too hard to learn if you put in the effort to learn it. I think a lot of people take for granted some of the things that people are able to do in this game. They're just like, oh yeah, the dark rooms you just walk through. But if you were to try some of these dark rooms yourself, you will find it's not nearly so easy. You gotta keep warm up there on the mountain.
Will we see these guys fight Aghanim? I don't know.
They haven't found. Well, no, they've got Dark World access here, so they're not out of checks by far. Sakura's checking out Kakariko in the dark and gets an ice rod from the treasure game. I feel like in a world covered in ice and snow, the ice rod becomes far less impressive. Hey, Keku finds the bow up on Death Mountain, Spectacle Rock. So silver arrows now in play for Keku. He's going into Tower of Hera. And we get the, what is this, Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies? The Tetris music. And he's also got a shovel there in the basement. In the shed, digging it out. The snow just fell. You gotta clear it. So you gotta go dig out the shovel and then get to digging.
Oh, and there's the big key. We might not need to go through tile room here.
It's a long wait. Definitely the last thing you want to check. I know it predates Tetris. It's not easy to predate Tetris either. It's like one of the progenitor of video games.
Right. Probably older than many of the people watching right now. Oh, looks like we are going to have to see what is past tile room.
Well, the compass could still be there.
Oh, that's true.
Oh. All right. And Keku does not have a fire sword, so one item there in the basement is going to elude him, unless he just suddenly gets that as well, heading up into Moldorm with just 2 hearts, and he didn't hit the switch to lower the pegs either, so he's not going to be able to get a quick refill. Oh, this music with Moldorm could be so tilting. Easy. 3 spins. Well,
Bombos. Okay.
Kind of a fire source, and he gets a reindeer.
All right. Those reindeers take the place of crystals. You need 8 of them to beat the game.
Yeah, and you can tell usually in the main game if you're going to get a crystal or a pendant based off of the music of the dungeon. But I don't know which track is which. Yeah, you get the staccato dark world music for crystals.
Sure. I mean, is that the case in Festive? I mean,
Oh, I assume it would just
Probably,
replace the
right.
tracks, and the same logic would apply. But I don't know. I'm not going to pretend that I'm an authority on the subject here. All one track in this mode.
Oh, they all have Sugar Plum music. Oh, okay. Well then, it's a good thing we have our maps that we can check.
What if there's room for another Christmas Carol in there? Could have Little Drummer Boy, Silent Night, Jingle Bells. Jingle Bells would be a good Light World dungeon theme. Sakura's in Thieves Town. Trying to dodge the grasshopper here. Boomerang with the stun.
Things do a lot of damage. You gotta be careful.
Yeah, this is a Dark World dungeon. It's supposed to be the 4th dungeon, I think, that you do in the main game. So everything in here hits really hard for being a dungeon that you can access fairly easily.
Yeah, Keiko is skipping the hints. This version should have helpful hints, right?
Yeah, we saw the Sakura had a pretty useless hint in Eastern Palace, but it was there. Something about bombs at Kuko or something.
Oh, okay.
Keku was trying to lift up the rock and having some trouble with.
Oh my gosh, he's getting bodied. What's he gonna do? Yeah, turn that cape on, dude. Oh my god. Look at that, half a heart. And it's still going.
It's still going. All right, he's alive.
Yeah, barely. Wow.
He's gonna get that ice rod now. Sakura using the pots as appropriate here in Thieves Dungeon. Gets a new suit. Blue, less festive than green, but more protective, so probably the way to go.
Well, we're one step closer to the Santa costume.
Yeah, that's true. That's 100% Christmas spirit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got a blind fight coming
rod.
Up for Sakura.
Look at that, fire rod too.
Oh, there's that source of fire that Keku would have liked to have had in Hair Basement, but he'll take it. Blind is a gingerbread man, and it's freaking me out a little bit.
Wow, that is creepy. I like how it doesn't move; it just kind of floats in the air like it's possessed.
Yeah.
And the heads break off.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, gingerbread man, you always eat the head first. You snap
right,
that
you eat
right
the head
off.
first. You don't eat the body and leave the heads flying around. Who
well,
does
yeah,
that? That's creepier than
who bites it off and then just like spits it out. And then of course it comes to life and spits fireball. But you know, let's not get crazy. This is a video game. Sakura's dumping some bottles out here. I think this is a strategy when dealing with a crowd control situation. People can put things in your bottles. So if you've got something helpful or only a little bit helpful or not so helpful, then you want to empty those out. Sakura went right back in there, and I think that might have been just a misinput. The players do not have the hammer, so there is a check that you need the hammer for in Thieves Town, but I'm not sure if I wasn't paying attention to map and compass situation, so I'm not sure if it's an item in there or not.
I'm pretty sure we saw the map, but I don't remember seeing compass.
Oh yeah, we saw Sakura actually pulled out the map during one of those rooms there. Bomb and open the Kuko hut. Keku also heading into Thieves Town. Gets it!
Wow, the pixel.
Nice. You don't get to see that too often. You gotta get the pixel exactly in the middle, and then also need the RNG to go your way from some of those enemies, but gets the dash down the hallway. it's things like that. Like if I'm playing in like a fun event, like a a marathon or a showcase like this, I feel really good. More so about winning than I would feel great about hitting stuff like Keku just hit there. Stuff with flair, stuff with style. And it looks like there is an item in that Thieves Town chest. So Sakura half did Eastern, left an item in Thieves Town. Keku left an item in Hera, so not quite so efficient, but it's just
well, you got to take some gambles.
Crumbles, right?
Yeah.
Sakura.
Oh, the big chest holding its own key? I don't know.
Is that a thing? Is that possible? Keku's got that new robe that I didn't see change anything on Magus' sprite there.
That usually changes something, but it's not always corresponding to the colors of the usual tunic colors.
I really, really like Chrono Trigger, so I feel like I should be able to see the difference. But then I'm on like a laptop screen that I'm not used to, and it's a little smaller, so I'm squinting a little bit at some of the finer details on this costume.
The falling snow is destroying the bitrate on this commentary screen that we're looking at, so we're just looking at pixel garbage.
Sakura's got the purple box, the purple gift, and is lugging it around the overworld, doing this this classic sweep through a couple of these light and dark world checks. As Keku cleans up the ginger blind fight, earning that reindeer.
Which reindeer is that?
Cupid.
You know these things. It's Cupid? All right.
Well, yeah, I could recognize him by his antlers curve a certain way. Very distinctive. Saku's heading to the Grove here. A couple of checks. Did not get the shovel from Tower of Hera, so will not be able to check the Light World version.
Keiko has the shovel, but Saku doesn't?
Yeah. Oh, he's got the lantern, so that will be very good for later on when there's some really bad dark rooms. And it's nice to have a fire source that doesn't eat up your magic the way the fire rod does. Saku's leaving the gift behind. And is heading out. Keku's checking some of these places, but he's not doing it with the chest. And he's already done race game, and I think I saw him do digging games, so he's kind of left some checks isolated a little bit. Sakura's checking out Hype Cave. Do they still call it Hype Cave? I feel like after the logic changed and it wasn't filled with good items anymore.
Yeah, I think they still do, just for legacy. Hey, hookshot.
That's hype enough for me. By 2018 Hype Cave standards, hookshot's pretty up there.
Yeah, I still hear people calling it that. Maybe just ironically, though.
we do love our ironic name.
Yeah. This present's hopping up and down. I love it. Another bottle and another hookshot.
Sakura turning in the gift. Her secret Santa was Gary, down here by the water. And he didn't like the gift at all, so he just gave it right back to her. I don't know what is not to like about $20, but
I'd say I'd like $20 more than most of the stuff I've ever gotten in Secret Santa, right?
Yeah, it's hard to. It's like a power play though. Like if you've ever done a Secret Santa, to just show up and give someone $20, I don't think anyone's bold enough to do it, even though everyone would be quite happy to receive it.
Right. I mean, generally the gift cards are the best things you can get from a $20 Secret Santa, and $20 is just like a universal gift card. But it kind of shows that you're not really trying. So I don't know.
It's just the best gift card, redeemable at many, many locations.
So there can be a key that's underneath this frozen water, right? Is this going to screw the logic up, or is the logic accounted for this?
I wouldn't be surprised if something is just like spawned on top of the.
Oh, okay.
Ice. Look at. Oh, you don't even need to go in there. You just walk the ice.
Huh.
Oh, so then you don't need the key? Question mark? There's a new pot. Yeah, so they made a little change.
Oh, okay. All right. That's clever.
Keku's looping around here as Sakura's heading up to Death Mountain. So Sakura...
Hey, red cane.
A very good item to have. It is. It is... it needs some white on there, some stripes.
Yeah.
But
I saw a candy cane emote in the chat, too.
It's probably something you don't want to put in your mouth, though. Unless it makes, like, chocolate blocks. You know, like those Hershey bars?
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting hungry. It's that time of year where you'd have, like, zero guilt about all those junk foods that are lying around.
Yeah, exactly.
So Sakura up on Death Mountain here is hitting some of these checks that Keku found. Keku found some cool stuff. You know, he got the shovel. But Sakura's heading up here with Dark World access, so could be seeing more checks and getting them all done at once is how you want to you kind of find your edge in a randomizer race like this.
A unique item in Dark Kakariko Village. That was probably the fire rod, yes?
There was the ice rod in the treasure chest game, and then also fire rod, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, it could have been either of those. Yeah, or ice rod, right.
Keku's most of the way done with Swamp here. I think Saku's probably going to go to Tower of Hera, and has the fire source, so is also going to be able to do that check that Keku missed. I gotta say, I was really into the Christmas music for the dungeons, but very quickly it is already wore on my nerves a little bit. But Half Magic will maybe smooth things out a little bit for Keck.
Right, you had recommended Jingle Bells as being the other dungeon song, but can you imagine how soon that would drive you crazy? Can you imagine?
Oh. That's a heck of a hint to get for Sakura there. She doesn't need it, of course, because she already has the fire source, but Keku maybe would have liked to have known that.
Those bells?
Yeah. Alright, boss fights are short. You could have a Jingle Bells boss fight. It's a Christmas ornament. Alright, that's cool.
That's great.
This is our first boss here, really. I didn't realize there was going to be sprite swaps for the...
We've fought Moldorm already.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was just
and
Moldorm, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's true. Moldorm, I didn't see if there's any changes to it.
Argbell. You think it would just shatter as soon as it came down.
Mm-hmm.
Not a good play for a Christmas ornament boss. The reindeer, I assume, has white antlers that aren't quite showing on our feed here, but it looks more like a cow with like a human face. It's kind of weird. All right, it's gone. I don't have to think about it anymore.
It's a cryptozoological Christmas.
Keku going back into swamp for the left side checks, the west side.
Moldorm's very vanilla.
I'm trying to find anything even remotely festive about this gross hairy worm.
It's a Christmas worm.
Yeah, you know.
It could be a garland. Yeah, it could be a stranded garland or something, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I do like the Santa hat on the Stalfos. That's pretty cool.
All right, big key chest there. Big chest, rather, for Keku. And is out of swamp. Heading up to Death Mountain. So we're going to see the players in the same neck of the woods here.
Finally together here, doing some of these East Death Mountain checks, I think.
Yeah, pretty sure. I don't know if Keku's going to dip into the basement of Hera if he passes by. They don't have the book, so they won't go to the tablet. Oh, look at! Oh, they were about to be very close, and then Keku
we had almost had some sync.
bonked into one of those awful squirrel monsters.
Dead Rocks. Great name.
It is a good name. It's a shame that I like squirrels more.
Butter Sword.
Hey.
Whereas it's a temper sword for Keku, because Saku did have some permanent sword upgrades gifted to her.
And of course, one of the biggest reasons to come to Eastside Death Mountain is this room right here, filled with holiday presents. Like that, the rich kid in school.
Right.
You would be like, "What'd you get for Christmas?" And he's like, "I got a bike, and I got a game, and I got a car."
Well, there was one good thing in there.
Yeah, man.
And now you can take... Well, wait. After the duck has been unstuck, you can deactivate, so the player has to go back there.
Yeah, you can pluck the duck after.
Pluck the duck.
I feel like trying to rhyme as many words with duck as you can will lead you to a bad place when you're trying to be a PG-13 stream. So we'll just move on. I don't know why my priority is to make rhymes. That speaks to...
It's Christmas time. Christmas is the time for rhymes.
Someone stop him. He's crazy. It just comes so naturally to you. All right, Spiral Cave. Not having anything. The players literally just racing here. Just pure execution across Death Mountain. Keku's been unable to catch Sakura. He's now heading into the Dark World.
Was the flute activated? Did the crowd control actually activate the flute? I didn't know that was an option.
You might see.
It was hard to read. There was some text having to do with the flute.
White text on no background. All right, doing this cute little block clip here. Both players getting it.
Oh, there we go. There's the Santa suit for you.
Oh, yeah.
All right, watch that Mega Sprite, though. Oh, that's definitely red. It's the inside of the cape. I think.
There you go. Yeah. I definitely saw it change. Saku's checking the medallion requirement. There's that ether medallion that we were saying was not so great early on. Looks like it's going to pay off.
Finally paid off, and we still haven't been to Myers, so we don't know what that'll be.
They could check pretty soon. They've got that flute now. The jelly was just a little out of hookshot range there, so Sakura had to swat him away.
gold swords for everyone now.
Flute also active for Keku now.
Okay, there we go. Nice and fair. I have a feeling chat did that just so they can deactivate it.
It's hard to get the timing to give them something, and then they go to use it, snatch it. Oh, there's the sync we were looking for.
Is this the same stream twice?
Well, one is Link, and one is a villain from a Square RPG. So... Oh, and then picking up the piece of heart at the same time. Both players fluting away. Where are they going to go? A 1 in 8 chance that they stay synced up.
Right.
Oh, it wasn't meant to be.
We do get to find out what's going on with Misery Mire here.
It's not so miserable.
Yeah, it's a festive mire.
I would go skating in this mire.
And I wasn't even looking at what that seal was.
No, I totally missed it. It was a very quick check. Players who are really good are able to just like see like the first 3 strips of pixels and back away and figure out what it was. Bombos clarified.
It was Bombos. Oh, that's the other one they have. So great.
Yeah, that other medallion might as well be one of those chocolate coins you'll get in your.
And we get to see, what is this, checkerboard cave here?
Yep. Also, Subasa's heading down into Skullwoods.
It's
Hey,
the blue cane. Wait, what? Didn't we already have that?
I saw Saku use it, I'm pretty sure.
I thought we were talking about that earlier, yeah. Or is that a gifted item?
Or it was something completely different and I didn't see.
And we just were completely wrong.
He was outside at the time, so the snow was falling, and it might have blurred things pretty good.
Oh, it was gifted. All right, yeah, it was gifted. That's why I never saw her pick it up.
I started second guessing as soon as you said it. I was like, wait, maybe it was just, I don't know. She threw a bomb at it and I just couldn't see through the snow. Desert Palace check here. Sakura hitting the falling floor master with the skull.
I like how you can't see what the items are until you collect them in this, even the ones that are supposed to be out in the open. It's kind of a neat, slight change to it. Probably only a few cases where it really makes a difference. But.
Yeah, you'd think it was just a cosmetic thing going on, but it actually does impact decision making in a couple of situations. I think the frozen water may be the biggest one.
Yeah, that does. And then the item that's on the island and the floating island. Having to actually go over there just to know what it is.
And
and probably the ledge too, right? You shouldn't be able to know what's on the ledge without picking it up, right? That's always going to look like a treasure chest or a present box.
They're really the same thing. One is just
treasure
fancy.
chest for Christmas.
Players very, very healthy. I'm not sure if they've been gifted hearts.
Keiko picked up his, I forget which cave it was, picked up 2 hearts in a row right next to each other. Just a lot of health being given out in this seed.
Can come in handy in Skull Woods.
I guess they're already on the red mail though, so.
Yeah, that's true. They probably would have been fine even with just a couple hearts, but Mothula has a way of just taking away from you, especially because the spikes will get through your mail.
Mm.
I don't even know if it is Mothula. It might be some Christmas monster. You know. Oh, what if she's an angel? A terrifying bug angel. Looks like we're gonna find out. Sakura's heading that way.
I'm curious to know what Lanalas are gonna look like.
That could be your garland.
That could be, yeah, some strings and garland. That could be, or like those when you string together that popcorn on a thread.
Yeah. Maybe Mothula would be a bunch of macaroni stuck to a piece of paper. There they are.
Oh, yeah, this guy.
Fuzzier.
They could be like
I think
garland bits.
Are they wreaths?
Is it a wreath? It's like a Christmas wreath.
But it doesn't have a hole, and it's like a Boston cream wreath.
Unstrung Christmas wreath.
Oh, Mothula's
same. Very normal.
It is like very bright colors, though. It's sort of, you know, they're not the right colors, but
right, the blue and orange Christmas colors.
Sakura's not attacking, so I think someone messed with her here. Down to 4.5 hits, and yeah, see, these spikes will go through that red mail, and they are very hard to dodge. Extremely chaotic fights. Already down to 3 hearts, 2 hearts now.
I think her buttons got swapped or something like that. There's the blue potion. That's what you want.
Inverted D-pad was what it was. So evil.
Can you just wait it out in your menu until it goes away? Is that possible?
Maybe. Maybe that was going on. Maybe it's against the spirit of things. I'm not sure. I mean, it is a race. You are losing time. If you do that, you're still being punished in some way.
True, but dying to Mothula is lose even more time.
A couple of hits here that I think Mothula would probably be close to death. Yeah, there it is. Last hit. Sakura survives, getting a little bit of help, just a little bit before it really would have helped. And oh, a lump of
coal. Now wait, didn't we? Oh yeah, we already knew that. Okay, yeah, we did see that. They show up as pendants on our tracker here. So she just did that to see if there was an item behind Mothula. I mean, there's not really much left they need. That hammer would be useful, and the red cane, because we have T-Rock.
Well, Keku's got the cane.
But yeah, I know. We know that that's not where the cane was, but from her perspective. Yeah, she's really just wanting that hammer.
There's been plenty of items these players have been able to find. Keku is into Misery Mire here. It's probably a pretty good check when you're still hammerless.
The lumps of coal are the equivalent of the pendants, except I don't think that you even can get pedestal in this, but it's basically like the crystals are reindeer and the pendants are lumps of coal, except you need 8 reindeer, not 7, to be able to open up G Tower.
Yeah, that's why there's only 2 coal.
Yeah, you only see the 2, well, they show up as pendants, but 2 pendants on our little tracker here.
Yeah, there are 3 baubles that I think will be used to unlock something on the pendant. Or the pedestal. I don't know if it's a pedestal or a Christmas tree or something, but yeah, there is 3 unique items that could be almost anywhere that will unlock one single check at the pedestal.
Yeah, okay, I see. So yeah, the 3 things that open up the pendant are just shuffled, or that open up the pedestal are just shuffled into the normal item pool. And yeah, that's true. You do still need to have a green one for Sahasrara. And so then the lumps of coal are just items that do absolutely nothing.
As they should be. No one's happy to get a lump of coal. Unless maybe you were a coal miner.
I mean, if you were like freezing and you need something to put in your furnace, I'd rather have that than a freaking reindeer. But
turns out coal is actually a valuable resource in our society.
Coal. Coal is actually of some use.
So Sakura has opted to clean up a lot of these overworld. Keku dove into Misery Mire here. This is probably due to having the King of Samaria that sakuratsubasa does not have. What is the Santa fish got?
Oh, there it is! Oh my goodness.
What a find. This is a very out of the... really big advantage there. Keku, who
Right.
has the King of Samaria, basically is the main advantage. You know, I think the scales just tip the other way.
That's right. Yeah, so Saku still needs that Cane of Samaria, and we know where it is. She doesn't yet, so she's not in go mode. But other than that, these two are almost done here.
Find myself asking, what are the odds Keku heads over to Catfish? Palace of Darkness is...
Yeah, there's not much.
Quite. You know, the hammer...
I mean, there's a couple of things he could do before being forced to deal with the fact that he doesn't have the hammer.
Yeah. So it could be a while.
Little hats on the eyes.
Those goopy, slimy hats. Vitreous, easy peasy with those silver arrows. Gets an upgrade on his Fisher-Price shield. It's pretty good to, if the only thing you have to do with your inverted D-pad, walk down.
Mm-hmm.
Not so bad. A small donation required to Kiki the Monkey to open up Palace of Darkness here. Kiki out there on a street corner with a bucket, ringing a bell.
The monkey's gonna freeze out there. Just stand on top of that building in the snow.
Well, he's got fur.
I don't really think of monkeys as being a cold weather creature.
The harsh winters of Africa.
Right.
So we've got
money.
Just some money. Palace of Darkness for Sakuratsubasa. Lots of checks here. And with the hammer, she's going to be able to move around and get these checks a lot more easily than Keku. Who is, well, he's in the overworld, so could find himself heading over towards Catfish at some point.
Maybe. It's on the opposite side of the world from that, but we'll see.
His duck got unstuck here. Dun, 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 dun. We're missing some of those arrow shots on the mimics in Palace of Darkness, but does get it. Keku's back in the dark world here.
What is he going to go to?
Heading into this, I mean, normally you can just take a peek at the ledge to know what's going on in here, but it's gift wrapped, which is a nice gesture, but unhelpful. And Cape's gonna get you through this bumper.
Junk.
Sakura done sort of the front half of Palace of Darkness. Keku's once again hitting the overworld. Charging right into a bomb there.
Maybe he'll make his way over to Catfish. We'll see.
This is one of those checks you would do. You would kind of sweep over to the east.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe head south down to, like, you know, Pyramid, that kind of movement around the world map. So if he does these things in this area and doesn't check Catfish, then he's made it less and less likely that he's going to go over. It's not quite now or never, but we're getting close to that point. He's close. He's really close. It's very, very important that he goes and gets that hammer. And at this point, I can't imagine he's going here to check anything else, so this is really good for him.
Yeah, there we go. And he's up on dungeons, so this does probably put him back in the lead here.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Especially considering that Saku does not know where the candy cane is.
It's on the Christmas tree. You hang up a whole bunch of them, and then you just walk by and grab one.
Just grab one every now and then. So most of the candy canes, there it is. The candy canes we had hanging on my Christmas tree had been used for many, many years in a row. So I probably wouldn't just start eating one of them.
That is a decorative candy.
Yeah.
Decorative purposes only.
They might even have been lacquered so that they wouldn't rot or something. I don't know.
I thought you were going to say they were, like, covered in glitter and made by you, age 6.
You could pick the Christmas tree up.
What is he doing?
Can't get it through the door, though.
Well, I mean, you can turn it on its side and it would get all bunched up and then poof out when you finally got it through.
That's right. This is crowd control, so it's up to you guys to slow down Keku or to speed up Saku if you want to see this get even back out again. That's the beauty of crowd control, is that you and the audience are players in this as well.
The crowd has control, if you were.
Right. They should have called the plugin that.
Looks like Keku's also heading to Palace of Darkness here.
And in case you're just joining us, what we are doing tonight is getting all the Speedgaming staff together here for our holiday Christmas Eve party. We've got Keku and Sakura in this match right here, and coming up after this we have Clifford and Rick, and myself and mine on commentary, and JC will be jumping in commentary for the next one as well. Kekumanshoyu does a whole bunch of things around Speedgaming channels, including being one of our tournament managers, and most notably being the VOD guy. He's all the VODs that make their way through highlighting and then up onto YouTube. Most of them highlighted by our wonderful, wonderful legions of volunteers who make all this happen. And Keku manages them and does a lot of stuff as well, just highlighting all the stuff that kind of falls in the cracks between responsibilities here. So Keku does a ton of things around the channel. Sakuratsubasa is the volunteer coordinator who interfaces with all of our volunteers, gets them into the system, gets them trained, manages the roles, and just makes sure everyone knows what they need to do. So thank you to both of these players for all the work they do.
Sakuratsubasa's sitting there to manage Helmasaur here, who is looking pretty vanilla.
Right.
It's a bit of a Grinch, not really feeling the holiday spirit. The gold sword just two-shots him, so nothing to worry about. They're pretty much set on boss fights and just kind of like difficult encounters. It's really going to come down to finer execution from here on out. Well, I don't know. You can do crowd control, so maybe you can catch him with some one-hit KO stuff. But otherwise, I think they're going to be pretty safe.
Yes, I should send out a special holiday thanks to all of our volunteers, because there's just so many people who put in so much work to help all this stuff happen. I mean, there's no way that even a small team of people could make all this work. It really takes just a whole Discord server full of people to get everything done. Thank you so much, everybody.
Absolutely.
An all volunteers race. That would be cool. We're actually talking about doing something like a little mini marathon where it's just volunteers who participate. Just, you know, we ask people among our volunteer crew if what games they want to submit, and just maybe put something together where it's just all the games that they like to speedrun, all back to back. That would be an interesting little thing to do.
Yeah,
we got plenty of things we can do in 2019. That's a good option.
The staff race was a similar idea that has been cooking, and we're doing it now. So these ideas have a way of finally finding their way onto our streams and such. So that could absolutely be something we do.
Finally putting that hammer to use, and Keku gets the pod boss, and then only 2 more after this, so getting pretty close to the end of the seed here.
Yep, so they're kind of trading places here a little bit. Sakura's heading into Misery Mire that Keku's already done. Keku's most of the way through Palace of Darkness that Sakura's already cleared. Keku already has done Desert, which is a pretty big advantage.
The 2 hearts for Saku. I think we're calling this the Love Shack because of the 2 hearts in it. The Mire Shed.
Love Shack.
So you should make your own hack where you put in your favorite tunes.
Yeah, the B-52s would be my go-to for what artist I want to put into my ROM hack. The first thing that comes to mind. Cyclone straight up murders Kekumanshoyu and no fairy.
Oh no. Well, we're keeping it even here, but that's how crowd control works.
This is what happens. So this is when that happens, I think Keku, well, unless there's some bad blood between one of our staff members and one of our lead volunteers. So I don't think that's the case. So I think that's a sign that Keku knows he's in the lead, actually. If he's paying attention, he should probably know that something that mean is coming his way because he's ahead and people are trying to even things up.
Yes, Cyclone was also the person who killed one of the players when they were in the door to Vitreous, like in the doorway to Vitreous, I think it was. And that caused a soft lock. Killed him right on the door transition.
Only in crowd control.
Yeah.
I like that it's like
too. Yep.
Some of the effects are like, oh, a bomb, and oh, here's a free item, and oh, here come the Kukos, look out, and one of them's just like, you're
just
dead.
Like you're dead.
You're
yeah.
dead. Keku getting out of some control inversion shenanigans and
just in time.
Yeah, the moving spike with the arrow that you need to shoot, the directional inputs there are actually not so easy, so Keku getting through there, okay. Sakura's almost done with Desert.
We get another look at that Christmas wreath nonetheless.
So it's looking like Sakura's going to be basically about a Misery Mire beat. Oh, and a swamp, actually. Unfortunately, a lot of Sakura's efforts were spent on those coal dungeons. The silver arrow finish for Helmasaur. As this cheery music plays over this bloody explosion. 1, 2, and 3 shots for Sakuratsubasa, sniping off Wreath Molus, not giving us a good look but some solid execution there. Not easy to get those shots. There's a lot of lag. There's a bit of wind up on the bow. The arrow has a flight time. Silver arrows especially will introduce some lag. Before heading into Mire, Sakura... Oh wait, Sakura does not have the Cane of Samaria, so she is maybe not going to go into Misery Mire. Was kind of hoping it would be in Desert or in one of the surrounding areas, so it's going to look for every check that she can get nearby. And it's going to be pretty unhappy with finding a Cane of the wrong. What a tease. It looks like Sakura's going in, hoping to find the cane in the dungeon or something. Keku's in Ice Palace. Not much work was done to Ice Palace to make it thematically appropriate.
I should have just taken all the ice out of it. Just make it green.
There you go. It's like Iceland and Greenland, where Iceland's the green one and Greenland's the icy one. Welcome to Ice Palace.
Yeah.
Oh, Keku missing the really cool double bomb, but gets the backup double bomb on the two Stalfos. That's cool. Don't see that very often. Keku setting up for the Ice Palace bomb jump, a very important maneuver, and he gets it but then falls right after. But I think he's already lined it up very quickly, second time around. Doing this bomb jump gets you around those pegs, which seems like a small thing, but the switch to get those pegs down is very, very far away, so this bomb jump cuts out a large amount of the palace, and Keku knows he doesn't really need any of it, so... it's pretty much cruising here. Inverted D-pad the moment he was maybe fixing to do some bomb jumping or something. Yeah, he's waiting this one out. An inverted D-pad would also maybe cause some problems pushing that block. If you push that block direction, solving that problem turns out to be a really big time sink. But he's past that block now.
Alright, what do you think is going to happen with this festive boss here?
It's a flurry lump with an eye. It could be that popcorn boss maybe, but I guess it already is.
It already is a piece of popcorn.
Just tint it yellow maybe, I don't know. We already did the Christmas ornament. Inverted controls. Alright, he's dug into the potion. Lots of health. Half magic fire rod, gold sword, red mail, armed to the teeth.
No
Even
problem.
Crowd control can't stop.
Yeah, when you're swinging that stick of butter around, there's really not much people can do to slow you down.
One last reindeer for Keku, waiting in Turtle Rock. Sakura's checked most of Misery Mire here. and is going to be disappointed. It's not going to find the Cane of Samaria, and that is required to finish off this dungeon.
I don't even remember where it was.
It's in the basement. There's a switch that you need to hold down.
Oh, okay.
If I remember correctly. Yeah, there it is. The mirror out. Very disappointing for Sakura, I'm sure. But Swamp is a reindeer, and it's finishable, so yeah, I fully expect this to be the direction. And that is where she needs to go. It's just a shame that Desert was also a reindeer, so checking Desert and Mire at the same time, I guess, was pretty appealing. So Sakura went there first. It's feeling like only the crowd can stop Keku at this point.
Keku's done pretty well with some of the complications that have been thrown at him, but I mean, there's nothing you can do about instant death, so there's still some options here. And remember that you can pool your money together. If you can't afford to get something like the instant death effect, you can pool it with other people.
Turtle Rock's a pretty long dungeon. There is some interesting death protection that you can get near the end of the dungeon, blowing open the end of the laser bridge and leaving to sort of reset your dungeon checkpoint should you die.
I think that ice physics can make you slip off this platform or something like that. I seem to remember there being something that ice physics can do to troll you.
The swapped button and D-pad.
Oh, okay.
Right as Keku was trying to guide this platform around. That was something. Looks like he's doing it. The really mazy section would be a really good time to mess with controls as well. Oh, missed that fire rod shot. Is going to be able to get a second shot, but probably is going to have to wait to shot. Yeah. The ideal situation is to hook shot onto one of these torches immediately to pull yourself and reset back to the room. It's opening this menu a lot. Is his controls still messed up or what? But all right.
I think it's, yeah, the D-pad and the buttons are inverted. It'll tell us when it ends.
Yeah, I wonder if it ended in the previous room, like very quickly after it started, or if wow, it really did last that long.
It lasted that whole time.
But no, but no. Oh man, what timing!
Good teamwork.
That's Christmas spirit right there, working together to maximize the inconvenience of another. Sakura's pretty close to that Cane of Samaria. Unlike Keku, she won't have to check the west side of Swamp Palace. Unless she already did. I've mostly been watching to see how Keku has handled the stuff people have thrown at him.
On this chorus of the bells here.
Control aversion finally ended for Keku. Getting into some of these pipes now. Sakura trying to find the last hook shot here. Keku's pretty low here. He used that potion. I'm not sure if he's got fairies or anything.
Yeah, he's gonna go and powder. Wait, he doesn't have powder.
No powder. This dungeon is one of the main reasons why a really good safety item to have in this game. There's tons of anti-fairies around to turn into fairies. He just wants to open the chest. He just wants to. All right.
Oof, I don't know. With the inverted controls, this is this is gonna be a tall order getting out of here with one heart.
There's some improvisation happening here. That there's things like knowing that if you just run straight to that wall, that the anti-fairy is not going to hit you. Like some really basic strategies that can help. Very hard to deal with the random patterns of these what are these? The
Pokoboku?
You got it. Maybe I don't.
You can call them Pokies.
Pokies is what the Mario enemy. But whatever they were, they killed Keku. They move randomly in one of 4 directions, and there's 2 of them in that room. So dealing with the random pattern from very difficult. Big reset there, but still an entire ice palace to go for Sakura.
Well, we've successfully slowed Keku down. So good job, chat. You are doing your part. Right, yeah. Cyclone points out now Keku knows he must be ahead if all these things keep happening to him.
Yeah, one or two, you could be like, oh, someone's just just doing it. But
at this point, it's a conspiracy. So
the pattern has been established. So I don't know. I don't know if that feels good when, to some degree, when your controls keep getting inverted. The fun part is that it inverts in different ways. Like sometimes it's still the D-pad, but up is down. Sometimes it's the button D-pad swap. So it's impossible to get your brain to flip over and adapt. Bomb jump for Sakura, gets it first try. Remember, as much festive cheer is being thrown Keku's way, Sakura still needs to execute. Gotta play fast. Can't be making any mistakes. And so far she's done exactly that.
No, I'm sure Keku's not losing it. He's quite a jolly fellow. I think that he's gonna be just fine with this. He's got a good sense of humor.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think I don't think either player. I don't picture them tilting.
No, Sakura does this all the time with her chat, so I'm sure she's seen much worse.
Well, Keku got through that fire bar room. That was an opportunity for some bad stuff.
Well, we have inverted D-pad in the laser bridge area, so that's going to be interesting.
And just kind of ran off the ledge there.
Yeah.
So there's some...
It, dude. Just cape it.
He's going to open this exit first. I like this.
Yeah, definitely that.
Very smart. What this means now is if he dies, he will respawn here, very near to the end of the dungeon, rather than all the way at the beginning. Using the Cane of Samaria to knock off that enemy there. And
he's going to try to do the dash.
Nice. He's not going to wait it out. It lasts a while.
Magic though, dude. Just use your cape. All right, fine.
He's playing Magus too. Like he's got the cape right there.
Right.
He's a cape aficionado. All right, there it is. Is he listening? I wonder. The control inversion ends, but then it's also like you feel like it could start back up at any moment when it keeps happening as frequently. But he does get his key. Doesn't need to check all these chats. He was just looking for the key to get through the door. Nice cane dash there with the double switch activation mid dash. Very cool looking strat. Sakura back in Misery Mire after clearing out most of. So apparently Christmas hasn't come to Death Mountain. Turtle Rock still looking pretty much the same. Maybe he's older, you know, as you don't have like kids around. You're like, do I even really need to put the Christmas tree? The inverted D-pad comes too late. Keku gets the final hit. Gift wrapped compass and a shiny reindeer. I'm gonna say Blitzen. He looks like a Blitzen.
All right, big key guessing game time.
Is it still 1 to 22, 23? I don't remember. Type a number less than 22 to be sure that you correctly.
No, there's 22.
All right. I don't know, man. It's been so long. I've been out of the game for too long.
Well, I mean, I don't know if like Festive mode does anything to it, but I imagine it's still 22.
And what you're guessing is the location of the big key in Ganon's Tower. Kuko Storm. Dark World Kukos having some trouble manifesting themselves. The controls also inverted.
We get to see those 8 reindeer.
Playing with the Kukos.
Right, like they're fighting the Kukos off.
They are in a way. You're invincible to the assault here. It's a reindeer shield. Like a weird power-up from a knockoff Mega Man game. Alright, Ganon's Tower. Need the big key to get up to the top layer and defeat Aghanim and eventually Ganon. 22. We're pretty sure locations.
Oh, he's going to go right side here.
He's going to pass through this tile room. There is a key.
Yeah, he's not going to go for... Oh, he is!
Wow.
What is this?
There is a location here that only pops up after you wait out. Low check, it's very common for players to leave this one last, but I don't know, he's just feeling like it's one of those seeds.
Well, maybe he knows that he's ahead based on what we talked about earlier, and now he's just trying to give Sakura a chance to catch up. Or maybe he thinks this is a plando.
Oh, we did like, oh, hey, let's do the staff race, and then like we
just sat there and generated seeds for like 2 hours until we got one that has something in that spot.
Looks like it's just a key this time. It could be like playing from ahead. You would want to, I'm going to eat some time loss doing this now, but I'm not going to eat as much of a time loss as it would have been to have everything else last item and come all the way back. Yeah.
That I don't know though.
It's pretty next level.
I see what you're saying, but the amount that it takes you to just go back there from having mirrored back to the lobby is so small.
Yeah, I think it's just cuz is going to be the reason if we ask him about it. Didn't quite get down to the door in time. Went out, but second time around, he's in there okay. Sakura just about to open up Turtle Rock, a full Turtle Rock behind. She's going to need some help. Still, she wants to catch Keku.
Oh shoot, I wasn't counting. It was what, 1, 2, 3 was the tile room, and then was that the 4th one? Or there was just something else before that?
I can't help you.
4, right? I think
pretty
it's 4.
sure. Yeah, okay. There we go. Our trackers, by the way. One of our many volunteers. Pretty sure Tara is the one tracking for us right now. Yeah. So they got our back.
Congratulations,
Xiaopan.
Yeah. Let's see what the leaderboard looks like on here. We haven't done too many. Oh, that's the only one. Do we? No, it's not. There's a couple there. There's 4 people on the board. Okay, there you go. Because we do the other crowd control races. We usually do the big key. Oh,
crowd cast a death spell. So one-hit KO mode has been activated, and what a room!
Come on,
to activate! Wow. So Keku goes down,
right? Yeah.
And so this is the advantage of one-hit KO mode. the instant kill. This mode is still active. He has to play with this on for some amount of time now.
Eek. Yeah, and you go all the way back when you die in here, so we can one-hit KO Keku over and over and over again until we even this thing up. And just a reminder, we have another race coming up after this. We have Clifford versus Adirondack Rick. And
yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna be
right.
commentating that with Keku for starters, and then JC eventually will show up and take over for Keku. Oh, inverted D-pad going into the mimics here.
Oh no.
All right, finally out of Oko mode though.
Just before he takes a hit off of the red mimic.
Goodness.
So the mimics, I guess, their movement is the same as your movement when you're inverted. So you could like watch them and then I don't know.
Is that wait really? Is that how that works?
Because their movements are normally inverted to yours. So if yours are inverted, then they would be matching the same one that you did, right?
I don't know. Are they following your input or are they following your motion?
Oh, good point. It must be motion.
Oh, he dashed the wrong way. Because he was on the inverted controls.
Well, yeah, no, like you press down and it'll move down. So you could like play as the mimic for a little bit.
Okay, yeah, that's a good way to think of it.
I don't know if that
I see the strategy here, taking away the arrows. Yeah, you got 14 arrows left. You got to get moving on that if you want to try to take away all Keku's arrows before he hits Ganon.
Yeah, he's into the gauntlet. Would like to use some arrows on some of these enemies as flawless. So if you take them away right away, it'll also hurt him here.
Oh, but he's picking up so many more.
Oh.
27 arrows. That's not going to happen now.
Doing a really good job tracking down these enemies with just the sword hits. Conveyor belts, ice, spikes, Beamos. Lands the arrow shot. We'll see how his execution is on this Lamola's fight. There's 1, 2. Just
almost
misses the third. It
Lag threw him off there.
Yeah, came out straight left. Very hard to hit with that pattern. But nice 2 cycle. That delay can be hard to work with. More arrows getting taken away, but this still hurt him for Ganon. You do want to use that silver arrow.
I mean, 16 is not a lot of arrows. We could take away another 5, another 5, another 5. I don't know.
This is a pretty tricky room to get your
Yeah.
D-pad inverted. There is, this room becomes much easier when you use the strat with the Cane of Samaria to get that triple kill. Wow, he almost got it with the inverted D-pad.
Just gonna sword the rest of these guys here.
Yep. What must it feel like to be a wizard about to teleport into a location, and you just see Link you're like, oh, this is not going to be good. Another delicate room here, but he gets the 2 hard to reach torches, and then is dead.
Dead. Oh my gosh, gotta do this again. Interesting. And now Saku is
On to the Trinex fight.
Yeah, on this last boss before G-Tower. So if she goes right, she might get that key as quick as Keku did. Where's he going?
Where is he going? Getting arrows?
Yeah, he's at 0 arrows. That's a thing.
I don't know where the pots have arrows are. I'm pretty sure that one room that has all the pots and the pegs in a ring. There's arrows there.
Right, isn't there arrows right after Lamo 2?
I think that's also right.
There's a couple of places. Plus, I mean, just kill Aghanim. Just do that, and then worry about getting arrows for Ganon later.
Yeah, or someone had a suggestion that he's looking for the bug net to like get fairies, which would be a real last-ditch effort. Plus, like, when this starts happening to you, you know you're in the lead, but you don't know by much, right? You don't know if that death was the one that just swung things in the other person's favor.
Right, or maybe, yeah, maybe he does want fairies just because he knows that people are just going to keep killing him if he doesn't have some sort of safety net. I don't know, though. I'd probably just keep going for it, because eventually my opponent would catch up and people will stop just sniping me over and over again.
Captain Command sends the bottled fairy, so there's some insurance against the instant death.
Oh, 35 arrows sent. Oh my god. So
Keku's got some friends out there. Look at that.
We're synced come in. Okay, but she's breaking right. Let's see if she goes for right side after these two chests here. Already equipped that red cane.
Someone took away the arrows shortly after giving them to him. Oh, well done.
Give him the take.
Very well done.
Oh my gosh. No, he's trying to... Oh, okay. Thought he was trying to shoot an arrow unsuccessfully. Alright,
Saku is going to the left side.
Yeah, so she's going to do all this. So
it'll
be a
some
while.
more time. Some more help.
Key was all the way over in the 4 chest room on the right.
Oh, this is mean. This is the bully who's a foot taller than the poor guy. Like, you want it, can't have it. You want it, can't have it. But we're getting there. Sakura is all the way into... Wow, the bug net.
Bug net. Boom.
But all the instant death assurance in the world isn't going to help you mimics. 30 arrows. He's putting them to use. Still some more mimics.
These arrows are coming and going.
Oh, he's through. But he's dead. So Fairy is going to help here.
All right, that's true. That's only going to give him a couple of hearts.
Sakura still needs to get that key to catch up to Keku, but like it's getting to the point where the base even again. So the mind games that are the festive cheer that's being sent Keku's way, in the spirit of evening things up, it starts to become a little less festive and a little more mean-spirited once Keku's actually the one behind. So we'll see if they keep up the assault.
All right, 2 bottled fairies. What's he looking for here?
Was hoping for more.
More what? What's he need? Oh, just another hearts or something?
I guess.
Oh, there we go. There's the hearts.
Paragon Atlas has got Keku's back. Oh, that was almost a very well executed room there with a lot of nice little hits and just barely dodging a couple of shots. Another fairy. Captain Commando also on Team Keku. Once more through the gauntlet.
So the fairy will save you from an instant death, I think?
I think so. Don't quote me on it. 10 arrow drop. Getting back into the Wreath Mullahs once again. Misses the first shot. It gets worse missing the first one compared to second or third. Gets the 2 hits with the gold sword though.
This is the second time he's fought them though, so it's crowd killed you. Let's see. Yeah, there it comes. Yep. So yeah, I think the second time you fight this boss though, it's not the same RNG, is it?
The timing I think is a little different. I know if you hustle through the room just before this one, they will come out with the same timing, and if you delay, then the second one will come out very shortly after the first.
Sure, but I just didn't know fighting them like a second time altogether, if the RNG gets reset or if it's going to be something different. The Armos was cool. Those bouncing Christmas trees.
Yeah, we didn't get to see them. Apparently, Eastern Palace was just a lump of coal.
Just a lump of coal. Well, we got Oko mode again for Keku.
Dodging the spikes and the Wizrobes.
I think he's only got one fairy left. Oh. Inverted.
His control's inverted.
Yeah, his control's inverted. That's
your sword will keep you safe on this bridge, but I feel like they can get you from the side sometimes.
I think if you dash on a certain column, you're guaranteed to be okay for all the possible RNG patterns.
The crowd filling his bottles with bees so no one else can fill them with.
Oh, clever! Yeah, he's got to dump the bees. Don't get.
Oh, he ran into the firebar from behind.
All right, that's his last fairy. I think that's his last one.
And Sakura is now totally done with the left side, so is heading down the right side
right now.
The death spell is over.
All right. So he's out of fairies, but he's back into regular health mode now.
Has 7 hearts, and with the red mail and gold sword and everything, I think this is pretty doable. There's the big key for Sakura, and is going to go ahead and get that powder from the very chest.
Oh, and he's gonna grab 2 more fairies right here.
That powder is a last-minute find. I'm guessing that was a control issue.
Another
bee right before he.
I think he touched the. He touched the fairy.
And the bee's just helping him out. All right, we got a Moldorm fight. 1 spin.
2 spins. There you go.
Goes ahead and opens everyone's favorite treasure chest. Gets the health from the piece of heart, actually. And is gifted another fairy. Saku using the strategy where you grab the wall to keep Link planted and then move the mimics as you need. I feel like Aghanim's already got like a wise man theme going. Killed in the middle of the Aghanim fight. There goes that fairy. I think is the last fairy. Hard to keep track. Taking away 12 arrows, has 18 more before that Ganon fight. Not having the greatest patterns here off of Aghanim. I like the idea of sending 1 rupee just to like put some text on the screen and make you be like, okay. Not landing these spins. Saku's coming. Starting the gauntlet here. And Kekumanshoyu has defeated Aghanim. Got a bit of a look at Ganon's sprite there. It was definitely not the usual. Charlie Brown, Snowy Pyramid. The perfect place to end your dramatic fight against the manifestation of evil. But he's not ready to go in yet. And he's losing arrows. He's out of arrows.
He has no arrows, so you gotta do something. Oh yeah, grab another fairy. Your bottles are all full, buddy. Oh no, they're not. There we go. Yeah, he knows what's up. So where you find arrows now? Debuffed your sword. Oh my gosh. This definitely would be the time to debuff the sword. How far can you debuff it? Is he back down to tempered? That's a gold sword though.
Oh yeah. Does it like keep like does it give you 5, 6, 7 and it just counts it as gold? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I wonder if the buff is a multiplier or is an additive thing that is on top of the stuff you found. So if he's gone above sword 4, it just takes you back down to 4. He's just gonna go in, but buddy, you don't have any well, you can just still. I mean, it's possible. Yeah. It's possible.
Santa's got a A cute outfit here. He's got the body for the Santa Claus, to be sure.
Missing the beard, but other than that.
Perfect song choice. This is like, it's by far the scariest Christmas song.
The scariest Christmas song.
It is. It's a little haunting. Although, I don't know, Grandma got run over by a reindeer. Deals with some heavy themes.
It's true. It's a bit of a lighthearted song, though.
Sword rapidly being debuffed. He needs the Master at least. Or some arrows. He does have some arrows now.
Yeah, 2. Nice try. Oh, there you go. He got 1 in.
He has 11 arrows.
Oh, now he's got plenty of arrows. There we go. Chat wants him to... Chat
might
feels
get
like
the double. He does. 1 last shot needed. Is this it? Oh,
there it is.
Well, unless someone kills him right now.
Just right now dead. He's still got fairies, though. And he is finished.
It's not over till he gets in that door. I'm not sure what could happen. The inverted... he could walk off the edge.
No,
he's in there. All right, that's going to do it. Kekumanshoyu is going to take it in our first showcase race of the Speed Gaming staff members. Put your GGs in the chat. Ho, ho, ho. Sakuratsubasa is pretty far along here, finishing off Moldorm. And looks like we are joined here by Kekumanshoyu. How are you doing? I caught him unaware.
What's up, guys?
There he is. When you joined, I was like, he's gonna be ready.
Yeah, I have to make sure my my push to mic is working.
Yeah,
but
you don't want to do the inverted interview where your push to talk is muted every time you talk, and vice versa.
These guys.
You know plenty about inverted things right now, don't you?
Oh my goodness, that was crazy. This I have to comment. The seed was a pretty great seed actually, but man,
you knew it was whoever got in the lead. It was gonna happen, right? So
yeah, I knew it was gonna happen. Yeah, I was actually expecting it. So when I was expecting the inverted command, I was like, okay, remember to switch my controls. Move my controller upside down or whatever.
So the race is fun and it's good to win and all that, but really this is all about getting some of our staff members out there and having a good time. So I want to know how's your holidays going for you, Keku?
Oh, it's going really well. Thanks for asking.
You
got some family plans for Christmas Eve, and then got family plans tomorrow. Well, it's still in the afternoon for me, because I'm like in Hawaii, so everybody it's a time difference from everybody. But other than that, like, yeah, we have dinner tonight and we have breakfast in the morning and other stuff.
I think I've always been a fan of Christmas breakfast.
Yeah, that sounds good.
More than Christmas dinner. We always do a gigantic breakfast.
Oh
yeah. So you've been a Speed Gaming staff member since we had staff members, but even before that, you were helping us mostly with VODs, right? I don't even remember how long that was that you've been working with.
So what it was during the Super Metroid, either the Double Anti-Bingo tournament. I think it's one of the first ones, and then Fiesel was asking people in the server if anybody wanted to help out with VODs, and I was like, I might as well. And then so it started from there, and then after helping out with that, I noticed there were other tournaments going on, and I was like, oh, want me to help out with this tournament? And then so forth and so forth, and then here we are.
Yeah, the answer to that was a big yes, a very big yes. that helped out a lot. Yeah, you've been a fantastic person to have on the crew here. We're glad to have you, Keku.
Oh, thank you.
So what are your speed not speed gaming capital S capital G, but your speed running plans right now? Is it still, is Super Metroid always in the mix? Is randomizer all something else?
It's a mix, yeah. But right now, my kind of big goal is to try to improve my time in Super Star Wars Jedi mode. According to speedrun.com, I got the world record, but I think somebody else has a better time than that. And then I'm gonna keep on improving it, and then next year I want to learn Super Mario RPG.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's got a pretty big scene.
Yeah,
lots
I
of
spoke
resources.
I spoke with the community, and they would like to do a tournament, but it's kind of hard because of how random the game can be, especially like the routes. So like 100 super jumps is definitely top tier level kind of thing. So, but I would like to see a Super Mario RPG kind of event on Speedgaming one day.
That would be cool. It definitely, I think odds go up of something happening on the channel when one of the staff members is involved in it like that. So we did see very strong
Sakura for finishing out.
I must have been really behind for a long time.
So the past 20 minutes or so, everybody was killing me, inverting my controls, stealing my arrows. Yeah, so what was it? I was in Ganon's tower, and then actually the first person to kill me was Cyclone. But it's all good.
No, I knew I was behind because I was like, I am not getting any effects at all, which means Keku is getting all of them, which means he's like super far ahead.
So it was my first death by Cyclone was in what's it called? Pod. Right before I killed Helmosaur. And then right when I got to what was it? Total Rock, everybody just a lot of people started inverting my controls and such. And then when I got to Ganon Tower, that was when a whole
the gloves came off.
The glove came, yeah.
I think Turtle Rock, you spent more time with your controls invert than normal. It's pretty fun.
Honestly, that's why I went into Swamp instead of like Ice Palace or something. I was like, okay, Keku's obviously ahead because I'm not getting any like effects or anything. So if he probably dipped Swamp early, and so I immediately after I dumbly went into Misery Mire. I was like, oh, maybe I could find the Cane of Samaria here if I get lucky. Nope, not today.
It was a bold play, but yeah, it didn't pay off. But otherwise the race was pretty straightforward. You had early males, early swords.
Yeah, that was
steady progression.
Crazy. I was actually surprised how fast sword upgrades were, and the silver arrows where it was. And then I was really surprised that like I kind of figured, I was kind of worried that I might have to dip into one of the cold dungeons, but then when I went to Catfish, I was like, oh wow, there it is. All right, cool. Let's just go.
Yeah, the cold dungeons caught Sakura. You can see almost a full tracker lit at the bottom there. Just most of Eastern Palace, everything but Armos.
Yep. I don't think I found the mushroom. I think it's like the only thing I didn't even find.
Oh, I didn't find a mushroom either.
I don't know where it is. But,
I didn't find the book.
I did find the book. I found the book. I don't remember where it was, but I did find it. It's probably, if I had to guess, it was probably in Gullwood? No, it's a dungeon that wasn't really needed to look around. Could have go moded it. I don't remember which one.
Well, It was basically Canis Maria that that kind of caught Sakura and largely decided things. But congrats to Keku and both of you for playing. But we asked Keku how holidays are going. Seeing for you, Sakura, step away from A Link to the Past a little bit and just how's your holidays?
It's been interesting. It's
all right.
been an experience. Yes.
Sometimes the holidays is complicated.
Yeah, that's yeah.
All right. Well, I'm very glad that you were able to come and have some fun with us here today. You joined in fall 2017, right? When you joined Speedgaming?
Yeah. Yep. It was,
Wow,
right before the fall A Link to the Past tournament.
Which was a good time to join. That was a busy time.
Yes, it was. It's been great. I'm really happy and I enjoy it with all my fellow staff members. Everybody is awesome. Makes me happy.
Aw. Well, we absolutely are glad to have you on board. I did notice that the credits are
Jingle Bells.
Jingle Bells parody.
Argus smells. Moldorm knocked you down. The lion's 3 heads killed you dead while Armos danced around. Oh man. Yep, that's basically Link to the Past in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Nah, it was really fun racing you, Keku.
Yeah, you're like the crowd favorite, so I was expecting to get wrecked everywhere. But yeah, it was really great. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed getting wrecked as well. Like, oh man, it's hilarious when like when you see like somebody else go through crowd control as much, and then all of a sudden when it happened to you, you can't help but laugh about it.
I felt like I handled the actual like trolley things, like the inversions and everything fairly decently. There's like a few times where I was like, hang on, I can't figure out which buttons do what. But like, I don't know, I felt like I was able to go and change them on the fly fairly
Yeah.
well.
It took me a while, but the one that kind of almost screwed me over, or kind of like I had to take a while to get used to, was the swapping of the buttons, or the swapping D-pad and the buttons. Because like when I see inverted the inverted effect happen, I flip my controller around. But like when I saw the swap buttons and D-pad, I was like, oh, okay. How do I do this? I had to like sit down a little bit and like think, okay, my left hand is my button, my right hand is my D-pad. Let's go.
Yep. Like
swap hands.
I thought about, like, you think about it, but sometimes when they invert, like, or not invert, but they swap your D-pad with your buttons. So like up is still up. So if you were to like swap hands, like up on is the Y button. So if you were to swap, like flip the controller around, it would be upside down then. Trust me,
yeah.
I've done the math.
Okay.
It's
it would be like turning one inversion into inversion.
Yeah. Yep.
Basic.
But it's
boy.
Both at the same time. That's what you want. Then you do the rotate and you're good. Well,
Yeah.
that's your crowd control strats. Also, I like the meta play, getting information off of what's happening with the crowd control and using that to actually affect where you go. That's cool.
Oh, I metagame so hard. Like, yep. As soon as the effects stopped coming, I was like, all right, I need to move fast, and I need to go places that Keku would have gotten really early, because I'm getting nothing. So that means Keku is really ahead of me. Because even like if it was semi-close, like I would get, the odd thing here and there. I got some inversion every now and then, but like you could tell there was a gap, and I was like, oh man. Oh, apparently I did find the mushroom.
Yeah, it's there. It's there on your screen.
I have all the things.
There you go. Well, surprise announcement. It was 100% the whole time.
Oh
so-
yeah, I win!
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, you did it. 100%.
Yep, that was good.
Uh,
Actually, this is the fastest that I've managed to finish a crowd control race, so that's cool.
Yeah, this is actually if per se like the if this wasn't crowd control, like I feel like this seat could have been easily like sub 130 probably. It was crazy, like how well the route that I did was really crazy. I would go mode at like an hour and 9 minutes or something. So but then like if I'm sure like with players better than I am would probably do it maybe like 110. I wouldn't doubt that.
Well, how early did you dip swamp? Was it
when-
must have been the last item you got was Kena Samaria?
No, the last item I had to find was hammer. So
Quake fish.
yeah, so I went when I got the hook shot. I went straight into hammer. Straight into swamp. I don't remember where was hook shot, by the way. It was
Oh,
in a
because
dungeon,
you
right?
don't need the hammer for swamp. Oh
Yeah,
my god, I didn't dip swamp because I wouldn't thought I needed the hammer. I just realized that right now. It took. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm fired.
Okay,
That's
hey! Don't worry, it happened to me. My first time playing the Festive seed, nobody said anything. I went everywhere instead of swamp, and then nobody in my chat said anything. They're like, "Oh yeah, you don't need so and so to do this." I'm like, "Why didn't you tell me?"
This is the third festive seed I've done, and I've never gone into swamp without the hammer and the flippers. Well, the ice boots or whatever they're called.
Yeah, you don't really need to go in there with the snow boots either. You just once you have a hook shot, then you can complete the dungeon. But you can actually dip into swamp early, once you're in a dark world.
Yeah. Yep. I also pulled out the mirror to go into swamp because I'm still like, oh man, that muscle memory. I thought I needed the mirror and the hammer, and
I know what you
I
mean.
knew I didn't need the ice boots, and I even skipped the door this time because last time I opened the door, and I was like the one with the switch in it. I was like, why am I in here? But this time I skipped this.
Oh yeah, yeah. All good.
Oh man, that was so good.
That was fun. That was really fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed getting wrecked. So yeah.
Man, I could have went and pulled the pedestal after I did GT. Oh man, I want to know what's on there. I didn't get the credit.
well, you found darn near everything, so there couldn't be anything interesting left on. I think.
Could be a sword. I got gifted 2 swords, so I don't know where the other ones are.
Once I got the fighter sword, somebody gifted the master sword. I was like, oh, what a nice person.
Oh, broken heart was on pedestal.
It breaks my heart when the pedestal has nothing. Which happens a lot. I frequently have a broken heart. Oh, but it's the holidays, so I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great, actually, after you guys did that race. That was a lot of fun.
Thanks for commentating, by the way.
Yeah, well, it's one of my favorite things to do, so my pleasure. It's also a lot of fun to cast with Feasel again. It's been a while.
Yeah, like old times.
Way back. I thought we were going to get a chance to do a little bit for one of those events, the Sega event.
Mm-hmm.
No,
what? Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say again that it's been really great working with all of you guys. Like I said, it's really amazing getting the opportunity to help grow the speedrunning community and reach new audiences and stuff like that for speedrunner, or helping speedrunners reach new audiences and stuff. It's been really fantastic.
That
Yeah,
is
agreed.
amazing to hear.
I know that the other two are setting up, but
Mhm.
I don't know if they are ready to go yet.
They're not. That's part
Well,
of the
then
reason
we're just killing
why
some time.
we've just
All right,
been.
so let's keep
just been hanging
stalling.
out a
No
little
one
bit.
will notice.
No, yeah, we're playing it real cool right now.
Yep,
Talking about.
No one's noticed. Don't worry. We're good.
We need to think of something, or we're just gonna start singing Christmas carols, and no one.
Hang on. I
No
need
one
the
will
cat.
wait.
I need the lyrics from the ALTTPR.
No, you don't. As much as I like to sing, I know that.
Hey,
that
you
the
know,
opposite
Twitch
is
sings
true for
code
people who
beta
want
is
to
out.
listen to me sing.
It sings beta. Get some
Yeah.
a link to the past randomizer carols in there.
All right, looks like they're pretty close to ready, so that's good because we do have a second race here coming up. Speed Gaming is not just us four. We've also got Clifford, Rick, and JC. So we'll be seeing at least Clifford and Rick racing. We'll get JC doing some commentary as well. I think Keku is going to also do commentary.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of commentary.
So that'll be good. Keku will get to stick around. I don't know. Sakura, do you have like holiday plans that are going to pull you away?
I have 3 family gatherings tomorrow.
Yeah, that'll
and
do it.
it starts at like 8 a.m. or earlier. So I need to be up stupid early. So unfortunately, I need sleep tonight. But thank you again, seriously, so much for letting me race today. On Keku, I really had a great time, and I'm sorry about chat giving you some
No, it's not
some
your
shenanigans.
fault. It was about to happen. It was expected. So it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
All right.
Well, I will let you guys go, and thanks again so much.
Sakuratsubasa, everyone. We're getting set up for this this next race. I think settings.
I think we are. Yeah.
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 But not the same seed.
Hopefully not.
We'll figure it out real quick, and we'll adjust it if that does pop up. But yeah, we'll have a whole second race with a whole new crew. It should be pretty good. And if you're like and you need to go away and you can't watch, well, the VODs will always be there, highlighted on Twitch and up on YouTube. Keku will make sure of it. Won't you?
I will.
Keku?
Yes, I will.